you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Elisa, here to do a reading. I have been doing more of a bird's eye view this year because I haven't been doing as many readings, and I have less time for reading, so I've done one for every month, and I did one for the year 2024, which was all the theme for the year was like the reconstruction, so you might check that out. Also, I did a few extra during eclipse season, so yeah, it's kind of like a higher level viewpoint, but sometimes it's good to take a step back, you know, and look at things from that perspective. So doing the split, okay, so we got, this is, by the way, I should mention, this is a reading for the month of May. So I got the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So that's interesting that they're both sixes, because it's like, it's almost like after the dust settles, like, and you know, after all the drama, like you start to see the path forward. Because, you know, fives are all about like all the upheaval, like when change is happening, and the sixes are kind of like after that. So this is like victory after sorrow, or after a time of, this is like a soldier coming home from war and them having a ticker tape parade, you know, and celebrating this person because they've gone through all this crap, you know, and that's kind of what that. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a kind of, it's like a card of karma and like almost like giving and receiving, you know, like if you've been like taking more than you deserve, then that's going to get settled. Or if you've been giving more than you've been getting, like that's, it's a card of like settling the score, almost like according to something that's more in line with karma. So it's interesting that we got that, like it's like almost like there's been like this power struggle leading up to this moment, and things have been really distorted and sort of uneven and like unfair and unjust, which makes sense because there have been all these readings leading up to this. If you go back and look at the monthly readings, because I don't remember exactly which was which, but especially during eclipse season, it was all about justice and the truth coming out and things, generational curses being healed, you know. And then this is kind of like the it's kind of like what just came to me is like after a war is over, like they redraw the boundaries, and then, you know, they, you know, decide like what the new boundaries are, and then everyone goes forward. And so that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. So when I pull down the Six of Wands, we've got the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, and Judgment. So, oh, and the Wheel of Fortune under that, and the World. Wow. So like what I'm getting is like, there's obviously, you know, this is kind of reaffirming what I was saying, like there's this change message, news coming in, like this old era is for sure coming to an end. I mean, it, like, this is crazy. We've got the World, the Wheel of Fortune, and Judgment, like all in a row. Like this is the end of an era for sure. But I mean, really what I'm saying, like we're laying down the law, whatever lies are being exposed, you know, the truth is coming out, and like things are getting, this King of Pentacles is coming out on top. So there's that. And then we have underneath this Six of Pentacles, we have the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Fool, and the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a card of sort of like, you know, you've planted this garden, you know, it's grown like pretty far along, but you know, every so often you kind of have to reassess, you have to weed it, you know, prune stuff, to sort of like give it this breath of fresh air so it can continue growing onto the 10, you know. And this person has like really been run through the ringer, and like this person has been through a lot, you know. But what it looks like is there's this new beginning that's happening for this person that they've been manifesting for some time, and it's like really great. Like they've found their tribe, their community, they've got all this stability, generational wealth coming to them. They're finally going to get what they deserve, because, you know, obviously this person has been working through this, like, I mean, what's been coming through for the year is like this profound injustice that's being righted. And it looks like this month is kind of the month where it starts to like shift on like the physical plane. Like it's no longer like this spiritual warfare that's being worked out. Like things are actually going to start shifting on the ground in reality, you know, and that's a really good thing. Okay, so oh my gosh. So when I did the split here, we got the eagle and the jaguar. So this is interesting because, you know, the eagle and the jaguar are like, you know, the 4 spirit animals in like the shamanic tradition. Like it's 2 of them. So this is like really speaking to, it's almost, there's like this like stages of spiritual development, you know. And so this, oh my gosh, like I just lifted this up, and like right underneath it was like the lightning. So it's like, oh my gosh, there's like a huge powerful shift that's happening. And you know, the jaguar kind of speaks to like the shadow side, unhealed wounds, like things that, it's like when we go through like traumas or difficult times, it's like we push emotions out. It's like, you know, you think that like they're not there, like because you're sort of like not acknowledging them, or they're just getting pushed into your subconscious, but they're actually still really, you're still seeing the world through that lens, you know. So it's like impacting everything that you do, even if you deal with it or not, you know. So like healing requires you to bring these shadow elements into your awareness so that you can act on a different pattern, you know. It's almost like this unconscious coding that we walk through, you know. So it's like until you bring it into your awareness and face it, like it's still, you know, dictating your path that you're walking on, you know. And so the jaguar speaks to that work, you know. It speaks to bringing things into your awareness, becoming the master of your destiny, and healing that, you know. And then it's like we get the eagle. So the eagle is like the highest level of sort of like spiritual development. Like this is someone who's got, you know, discernment. Like this is someone who can see things from a really high level, you know, but with discernment. Like even the eagle's like really high up that it can see like this tiny ant on the ground, because it's, you know, vision is so clear, you know. And that's kind of like this really, this combination of cards, I think, speaks to like this event that's going to shine light on whatever this situation is, and then like this ascension. Like this is even skipping the level of the hummingbird and going right to the eagle. Like this, like whatever has been holding this person back, they're getting released. And then there was a reading that I did not long ago called Fly Like an Eagle, which I'm going to link here because that's probably, and it was like about somebody getting cut loose from some kind of BS situation, and then they're able to like soar, you know. And that's kind of what this month speaks to. So that's actually a really cool message. I'm going to go to the angels and ancestors, see what we get here. Okay. We got Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And we got Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. So what I kind of just got from this combination is like, you know, being graceful in movement and action and being the peacekeeper. I mean, like, I think part of when you combine these messages, it's sort of like, if you're right and you know you're right, you don't really need to rub it in. Like, it's just, that's just the truth that's everywhere. And, you know, if like other people around are not at this level of healing, you know, then it's not going to serve you or them to just like, you know what I mean? Just like, the truth is out there and it's evident and it's known. So just accept the path that comes to you. Whatever happens to the other people around, like, that's their business to work out, you know? Like, you don't really need to get into it. Like, you don't have to prove you're right. It's already just so evident that you don't even need to bother, you know? Just stay focused on your own path, what's coming your way, and let the dust settle however it's gonna settle, you know. But you really don't need to worry about what's going on for anybody else except for yourself, and just keep moving forward. So there's that. Then I'm gonna go to the Transient Light Tarot to get sort of like an on-the-ground perspective. Let's see what we get here. Okay, this is an interesting message. Like, okay, so we got the Apprentice of Wands. So that is like, it's like an announcement. It's like good news, you know, like that's kind of what that means. But the cards here are a little bit like all over the place, you know, like we have the Moon. So this is like something that's hidden, you know, like, I mean, you see the light from the Moon, but it's almost like the light is being distorted because part of it is in the shadow, which is interesting because we were just talking, hold on a second, this card just blew. We were just talking about the shadow and how this is a moment of healing the shadow. So it's interesting, you know, that this is coming through in this message, because it's like there is this distortion in perspective that is here in the environment. We have the Three of Vessels, the Three of Cups, which, you know, that came up earlier. This is finding your community, finding your tribe, being supported in like what you're doing. But then we also have the Eight of Swords. So this is a card of like almost like being trapped, you know, like not seeing the way forward, kind of being blocked. You know, there is a path forward, but you're not seeing it because you're like so like wrapped up in dissonant energy that you just are not getting the downloads, you know. So it's just sort of like, and what's interesting too is that all these swords are pointing to the Moon. So it's like we have this person here, I think, that's like got a clearly like an unhealed perspective, you know, like there is a distortion in how they are experiencing, seeing the world, you know, because they're in their shadow, you know. And this person is like completely riddled with anxiety, feels trapped. They might even be going to jail, you know, like that's the kind of, this person is like trapped, you know. But then we also have, like, I'm getting like, this is maybe a different person that's like finding their community, you know. So it's like there's kind of like these two different paths. And it's interesting because we have this path, the blue path, and then we also have this sort of cocky path, you know. So it's like this person is finding their tribe, you know, but it's like there's like almost like there's so many offers coming to this person that it's you know, it's really exciting and happy that this is happening, that you're finally being released from whatever this toxicity in your environment is. But don't be so blissed out that you're not considering all these things with discernment, you know, because there's like a lot of different options, you know, for how you can move forward, but you really need to take your time and consider these thoughtfully, because not all of these options are gonna be in your best interest. You know, we've got this snake here, we've got diamonds, you know, I mean flowers, like some of them are really good, you know, but you really need to find the one that's the right option for you. So like, I think what I'm getting from this is like, this is good news for the khaki person. The other person is going to maybe go through a cycle again and have to learn the lesson. But don't be in a hurry, you know, like it's going to feel like really good, I think, to be released from whatever this toxicity is, but take your time, because this is, you're going to look back at this and realize this is a really important turning point. And so it's probably best if you give it the attention that it deserves, and also just like follow your own guidance about what's going to be the appropriate path forward for you. And it's not about the path, anybody else's path, it's about your path, you know. So yeah, that's the message. Like okay, so I'm gonna go to Sacred Forest, and we're going to pick a final card for the month of May. This looks like it's going to be a really eventful moment. Like somebody, I think, is walking right into a harsh reality check, and somebody who, you know, they've been causing all kinds of trouble for is going to get released from it. So I think for that person, you know, what you should really keep in mind is like, don't worry about the other person or getting back at them, or, you know, how much grief they caused you. Like, just let it go, you know, and just, you know, the universe is going to take care of them. You know, you really need to spend your energy worrying about what your path going forward is going to be, because there's going to be a lot of options, and you really need to choose carefully. So your energy is going to be best spent focusing on that. So that's my cautionary message. Okay, so then we got the Spirit Guardian of Autumn, letting go. So we're finally going to get to let go of all this toxic crap. And then we have Hummingbird, which is interesting because I was talking about how we went from the Jaguar to the Eagle and skipped over the Hummingbird, but we have the Hummingbird here, Joy. So this is a really good message for the khaki person, like this moment of triumph, and I think like also a moment of reckoning. So it's kind of like a two diverging paths that were maybe on the same path, but they're going to go their separate ways and move forward. So we're like, you know, getting close to the halfway point of the year of reconstruction. So this is when, you know, we're really starting to see, like, you know, the rebuilding starting, you know, which is really exciting. So I'll leave it there, and we'll be back soon with more messages.